Welcome to Edge of the Rabbit Hole. We have a special treat for you tonight. We are on the roof of Mineral Springs Hotel. This is where we are holding the 2019 Haunted Road Media ParaCon like we did last year. We have a couple of special guests with us tonight. Dave Nunnally from It's Raining Sin, Coyote, Chris Sutton, Shaman. He's going to be doing some drumming tonight. Of course, we have Shana, our chat Shananigator, is with us tonight. And of course, my co-hostess, Vanessa Hogle, down in, down there. It's a little box for us right now.
I'm in hell.
Sorry. And we have Dave's cell phone going.
It's the only way to see it. I don't have my glasses on, everybody.
Yeah, the chat's a little far from us tonight, so we'll try to hone in on it, and maybe a little bit of a challenge, but this is really cool that we're out on the roof tonight. We're going to try to go from the basement. We just ended up with not enough time to really rig that up, so next time we'll do that. We've learned a few things. But this is really, really cool. Dave suggested, hey, why not the roof? So sure, why not? Nobody's done it before, so it's awesome.
It is awesome.
I like it up here. The good thing for you guys watching tonight is you can see the flooding behind us.
Yep.
So this is a historic moment. We had bad flooding here. I mean, it happens every year, but this is the third time the flood wall's gotten pulled out downtown to save the city. We're hoping, knock on wood, this is the last time of the year, but you can see that water behind us is the highest it's been, some are saying, since '93.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
And that was a bad one.
Yeah.
What about the casino? Is it okay?
No, it's closed.
It's been closed. Okay. This is the third time I think it's closed this year for a couple of weeks at a time now.
Oh, those poor people being out of work too.
Well, they still have to come to work. We have a lot of customers that work there. They still make them come to work. I think it's a union. I don't know, but I know they're still working. It's just there's no casino patrons.
Okay.
We have a $5 super chat from BD Flint, so BD, really do appreciate that. Absolutely. So.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So this is going to be pretty cool because we do have Chris Sutton with us, Coyote Chris Sutton. He brought his drum along. You're probably not going to get as good resonance up here on the roof, right?
No, and plus it's really humid down here. One, we're right by the river. That's one, but it's been 80 in the high 80s, almost 90 with the humidity high. So, and the drum's been in the house most of the day, but you bring it outside real quick and boom. But it'll be okay. I mean, yeah, we were fighting the elements, but it'll still be good.
Yeah. So you want to maybe explain a little bit how it works? I mean, at least from my understanding, that as the drumming's going, it kind of puts you into a meditative sort of trance type state where you can really connect with the spiritual world. Yeah,
that's exactly right, Mike. Many shamans use drumming as that way to put them in a trance-like state to where they can venture to the spirit world. That's called journeying. And once you're in that state, and you what you do when you begin this, and I began so many years ago, you create a place in your mind where you go. That's where the spirit world, that's where you meet in the spirit world. Spirit world lets you connect, shape it however you want it, because that makes it familiar to you. And so you go there and you talk to whomever comes by to speak to you, whether it's a bear or a person or something else that you've never seen before, which happens, and then you learn. That's how you learn about things that you need to know to help other people. They might teach you. I've been taught songs by the spirit people and dance, which I will not do. Thank you. I've only performed it
Chris
once.
Doesn't dance, huh?
Well, no, it's a backwards dance too, because I'm a contrary, so a coyote, so it's kind of funky looking. Maybe I'll do it someday, but as you know, I can't move around very well right now. So.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically what that's what the drum is for. And the drums to lead ceremonies, and if you go into like a sweat lodge or a nipi, as the Sioux call it, it just. They have water drums, of course, ones like this, and it just brings it all so much together as far as how your experience and with spirit and with the steam and all and the heat and things like that. So it's a very amazing experience.
Cool. Have either of you ever witnessed a drum circle before?
We have. We used to host them here. Chris was the co-host. We kind of stopped doing them simply because the time and the effort to put in to do it, to make it right, was hard. And then Riverbend Spirit Studio opened up in Mineral Springs, and that was something Stella wanted to do. So I said, you know what, you take the drum circles and run with it. And for the folks that are coming this weekend, she has a drum circle Saturday. It won't be down in your conference area. It's going to be upstairs in her space. So if you take a break, or if you're upstairs and you hear drumming going on, That's the drum circle. So you'll all get to participate in it one way or the other. If you don't go, you'll at least hear it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
You'll at least
Dave.
feel the energy from it.
What was that, Vanessa?
I said you'll at least feel the energy from it.
Oh yeah. It'll help with the it'll help with the paranormal investigation Saturday night for sure.
Okay.
Anytime there's drumming in this building, as Chris can attest to, the spiritual activity, the ghosts, just they go through the roof. I mean, we're on the roof, so that was rim shot theater. Wasn't very good. Ding.
Right, because we're right above the Grand Ballroom right now, right?
Yep. It's right below us.
That's right where we'll be. You know, Dave was with me, and hopefully Saturday night, I think if we can get me in the easy way, I'll be down in the sub-basement for a while, maybe doing some drumming for people who want to come down and experience how it works. And the sub-basement is very active. There are also native spirits down there, as well as the spirits from the Mineral Springs itself. And some people believe there's a portal down there as well. So it does seem to stir things up. Actually, Dave was with me the first time I ever did a drum circle, so to speak, in a paranormal investigation. And it was down in Valley Mines, Missouri, which is about an hour or so south of here. And there was so much spirit activity outside and all these elementals and native spirits. I said, everybody get in a circle. And we circled up. And I sang some songs. We talked to the spirits and told them why we were there, that we were there. You know, always you pay them respect and say, we're here because we care about you. We want to hear what you have to say. And you heard voices kind of in the trees, and the trees started blowing like there was wind, but there wasn't. So they were moving the trees and things like that. And so ever since then, I've been hooked.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Nice. It was an amazing, amazing night. Chris has an incredible connection. It's not just the drum, it's the person, but that drum just amplifies it even more.
Right. Well, do we want to try some?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see a little room here. Yeah, I might pull back just a hair. There we go. Whoa, whoa, hey, hey, yeah. Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey. Whoa, hey, 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 hey. Whoa, whoa, hey, hey, yeah. Whoa, hey, 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 hey. Whoa, whoa, hey, 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 hey. Wow.
I can feel that over here. What about
light
you?
Up. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, because I can feel that going right through me, so I figured you got it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
What about you, Dave? Are you feeling over there?
Well, I was staying out of the way so it could all go in that direction. Is there something about the drum when you're drumming that the energy comes from the top or the bottom? How does that work? Because they were just getting showered in that.
You know, when I do this stuff, I work with the earth energies and the sky energies, and so, but I get the drum guys get lit up, you know, and I guess it automatically just comes through and just comes out, and that's it's a blessing. It's not me; it's spirit allowing it to work through me, and so that's why it's so much fun to do it while I'm working with people or with the spirits or whatnot and the ghosts and whatnot. It's because that energy helps everything, and it helps everybody in the place is trying to investigate and is trying to get healing and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. It just happens. I wish I could say it was me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though.
Chris, I have a quick question for you. Plus, I'm monitoring the chat right now and answering their questions about why
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Why you're on the roof instead of the basement. So we've covered that. But my question is, with the drums, do you have different songs or techniques or different ways of doing it when you're opening up a circle as opposed to closing a circle?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. In the tradition I'm in, which is the Siwas medicine tradition, which is from the Pacific Northwest, it means Siwas means sacred breath. we don't have any particular songs for, we have to do certain songs at the beginning, and we have to do certain songs at the beginning, and we do a water song at the end. But now I tend to sing certain songs. When I do a song to open a circle, I try to make it very upbeat, like the song I just sang there. I often use that song. When we're doing the spirits, I use a specific. When we're talking to spirits, I use a certain song to talk to them with. And I usually close with something a little slower. That's just how I felt like I should do it, and that's how I do so many of my things. Is I try to just feel what I should do, and I just go from there. I talked to my teacher about this, and which usually in my tradition we don't work at night a lot of times. I mean, if outside especially. But he said he gave me permission to do it, given what I was doing, and he says as long as we think of the light and bring the light into us. And so by getting it all going and bringing the spirits in, and a slower song at the end kind of calms things down, I feel, and it gives thanks. The Creator gives thanks to the spirits, and so that's how I do it when I'm doing paranormal work. Otherwise, I would follow the how we do it in the Red Cedar Circle, which is the Sea West Medicine Circle that I belong to.
Now, when you talk about the different ways to do it, I'm wondering, when you have a traditional drum circle and you have a larger group of people there, do you find that spirit can take you over and somehow pinpoint what a specific person in that circle needs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it can. That's how I got hooked. That's what got me 26 years ago. I wandered into a barn at a powwow where they're doing a warrior's dance. That got me. I was out of my body. Mm-hmm. And ever since, this is what I've been doing. So yeah, it's a good question.
Thank you. I've always wondered that and wasn't quite certain how to ask that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, when you think of a larger group of people coming to something like this, we're all searching for something different. Yeah. And there might be a person in the group who has recently suffered a loss, and their mourning becomes personified in whatever spirit has you play, or maybe they need a particular type of healing. Mm-hmm. Spirit comes into you and provides that as well. So yeah. It's just something people need to think about.
Yeah, we were doing a paranormal investigation one time. Actually, we were doing there's a place up the street here called McPike Mansion. It's been on several shows. It was just on Ghost Adventures, and it's been on some others earlier. Ghost Lab, it was on there because I was on there for that. But you can't really go through the whole building because a lot of it's condemned. Because of all the damage it suffered, and Sharon Ledke, and her husband George, now they're trying to fix it up. But what we do is we go downstairs. We have a dark room session, is what's called. We all get in a big circle, and we didn't even have I don't think we even drummed. We drummed before this, but we didn't drum during this because it's too much to be down there with the drum. But we had a circle, and we always tell. I had another shaman in there, Sandy Little Lizard, who's local. And so what happens was the ghosts there will get into people who are like empaths and don't know it, and we tell them, hey, if you have some problems, let us know. Well, we had one end, Sandy's at one end, I'm on the other end. And so we, somebody at her end started having problems, emotional issues because of spirit, and these spirits there do it all the time. They're just nasty. They're not nasty, they're just playful like that, I guess. They think they're funny. And so one gets her, and so Sandy starts working her medicine, chanting and stuff and bringing the light in and the energy. And so right to my left, I'm on the other side, another lady starts having problems. So I start working with her. I bring the energy in. We're both bringing spirit in at the same time. Out in the middle of the group, a woman goes, I saw a light in front of me. And we're like, well, yeah, we're over here. That happens all the time. That's how the spirits come out to you sometimes. We get little flashy lights and stuff. You've seen that. And and all of a sudden, she just says, oh, this is so great. And we're okay, that's nice, but we got everybody calmed down, everybody back together, and came back outside. And she comes up to us and she goes, I can see now. I can see better than when I came in. We're like, what? Well, she had she had lost 80% of her eyesight. And she goes, I can see this, I can see this. Wow. And all this stuff's going on. So she communicated, and we're just like, wow, that's really cool. And we're just shaking because, we weren't doing healings like that. But spirit, and she comes back the next year. She has 20/20 vision. She's 65 years old, has 20/20 vision. The surgeons came in to look at her eyes, and they said, you're not the same. Look, we got the wrong file. This isn't you. She goes, no, this is me. And he goes, you don't even have any scars left from your old surgery.
Wow.
And it's because, but what you just said about this healing and the energy goes to where it needs to go to. we had no intentions of that. It's just we just brought it in, you know, and we helped these 2 people. But in the meantime, she was the one that really needed it and got it. And
well, if we could ask the weight loss gods
tell me.
to focus on me while we're there, I'd appreciate it. Raise the girls and slim.
I have no control over what happens, none whatsoever. I'm just a hollow bone that spirit works through. That's what I do.
So during the
Understandable.
ParaCon, when you're down there, what type of drumming will you be doing?
Pretty similar to what I was just doing. What we'll do is we'll gather people in a circle. We just go into a circle. We always say our names. I'll be doing a song, like I did a fast-paced song. Then we'll do one where I call the spirits. And I don't usually say, I don't say it out loud. I don't let people film me doing it. I think I let somebody film me do it because I use words in it that it's from a tradition I used to be in, although I still have a good relationship with those spirits. And so I will use a song because it's a Sioux language, and so the natives that were down here were of Sioux languages, and so I figure they might understand that better than if I use something that's Northwest Coast, which is what I do now.
Okay.
So we'll do that, and then we kind of stop for a while, and we just kind of wait and see what happens. A lot of times you'll see the figures will come out, and they'll start. And this has happened several times where they'll come out and start looking at the people. Where are you people? Here goes a bunch of geese over us. Well,
Stay over there.
Yeah, stay over there. I mean, goose shit on us. Oh, sorry. I'm a spiritual man, not a holy man, Michael. You know.
Right. Is it a goose your animal totem?
yeah. Thankfully not. I don't want any goose gifts. And we'll see what they have to do. You just never know what's going to happen. You know how it works. You know, it's like it may calm down. And sometimes the other spirits don't like the native spirits, and so they either withdraw, or we have one spirit here, William, who doesn't seem to like them either. So who knows what will happen, right, Dave?
You never know. It's as many times as I've investigated with Chris, it's a different experience every time. And a lot of the folks that are coming to the ParaCon came last year, and a lot of them have become very good friends of us in the store. And so they've been here more than once. And Mineral Springs is just this really strange place where it's almost organic. It's almost alive. And there's some parts of the building, like Chris just mentioned William's kind of been persona non grata for a while. Whether he comes back this weekend, I don't know. I mean, the investigations I've led and that I've been on the last couple of months, I haven't seen a hide nor hair of him. But Pearl's room has been very active recently too, and that one's one that kind of dies down. The room that Shana goes to, Molly's room, has been really, really, really active recently. So it just is going to depend on. It really depends on the people that are on the investigation and kind of where their mindset is, what their emotions are. Right. The spirits respond to that.
It usually does matter what you bring into an investigation.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So, what about because there are going to be new people here coming to Mineral Springs this weekend. So what can somebody new expect?
That is such a complex question. That's sort of the graduate school question. Look, Mineral Springs has a lot to offer in terms of hauntings. I mean, we've got residual hauntings that happen the same time, same place every day. We're kind of, I don't want to say known for, but a lot of people experience intelligent hauntings that respond to stimuli, respond to questions, make their presence known on ITC devices, those kinds of things. We've got poltergeist activity too, manipulation of physical things, rock throwing, scratching, stomping of feet, things like that. I mean, it all happens here. It really does. The key is that new things get found out about the building all the time. Like for many, many, many years, we have been talking about the history of Mineral Springs having been built in 1913 and 14. That's not 100% true. I have discovered in the last week.
What are you going to hit us with?
Huh?
What are you going to hit us with?
There was an ice house on the corner down where I don't know why I'm pointing. Your viewers have no clue where I'm pointing. I'm pointing at the hotel. But if you go down to the corner that, trust me, is right there, there was an ice house down there that was a part of the ice packing plant that the Lure brothers built, and it predated the hotel construction.
Really?
It was already there. And the walls down there are lined with cork. They've got about 6 inches of solid cork in there, which explains why Paul's upholstery shop is always ice cold, even in the middle of winter. I was just down there talking to him the other day about it, and he pulls his picture off the wall, and he goes, no, this was part of the ice making building. This my room was this, and he showed me this picture, and it predated the building of the hotel by decades.
So there's actually a part of
Yeah.
the building now that's encompassed within this building that is older.
So he told me last week. I have not done
Interesting.
1 ounce of research on this.
Okay.
I have a picture, and when you look at the picture, you see the side of Mineral Springs in the picture, and there's nothing there. I mean, the architecture didn't change other than being stuccoed and plastered, but it's clear the windows are spaced exactly where they're supposed to be. That side entrance that's on that ramp that you come up to unload equipment to go into, like the ParaCon, it's exactly where it's supposed to be. And he says that picture is 19th century, so 1800s, which would make sense because we do know that the slaughterhouse was built in the 19th century.
Right.
The fact that this building was built on top of it was complete news to me. I had never even heard of that or seen it. None of the local historians that have written about this building have ever said anything about it. But Paul maintains a relationship with one of the former owners of the hotel, Mr. Love, who has all of the Mineral Springs property. And so Paul is able to get his hands on some things that no one else can. So I'm going to try and... There's zero chance he's watching this episode, I can promise you. So I'm going to try to.
But
work
if you
that
are,
connection.
please subscribe.
No, I don't think Paul uses the intergoogles. If it's on AOL, he could watch it.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
You've got mail.
Right. So that that's really interesting because that wraps a whole other part of Alton history into this building. If that's true.
Yeah, it's not ready for prime time. I mean, I just said it. There's some research that's got to get done on it, but I've not seen that story told in any other forum, and so it needs to be told. Now, there are probably people watching this that know and go, no, Dave, you're getting it all wrong. What that was this. And if that's the case, then let us know because we'd like to figure this out. I mean, every raveling that we can pull on Mineral Springs and try and come to the real truth behind the building, we want to do it. And that's going to mean we're going to get some things wrong more often than we get them right, probably. But at the end of the day, the story comes together.
Yeah, but what I think is important is that you're willing to admit, hey, as we're going down this journey, we're not always going to be accurate. You reserve the right to change your mind.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like saying the building was built out of Confederate prison limestone.
Well, I saw a show that said it.
Shauna, that was for you, honey. Okay.
I know. It warmed my black little heart. Yes, it did.
Actually, I think you were really happy to hear that Molly's room has been active because that's really close to your heart.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you can take that, Shauna.
There was only one. Whoops, sorry. I dropped my snacks. There was only one night where I felt something else other than her in there, and it got pretty fresh.
Yeah, that was the night that we actually tried to go live from there after
the first time that we did our broadcast of the show up in Pearl's room. When we did that second broadcast out of Molly's room, it was like somebody totally different that came in.
Yeah, well, whenever she touches me, if she touches me, her hand is like cold. This was not. It was a very warm, manly hand on my right butt cheek. So, and I mean, he copped a feel. It was a good one. And I was so mad.
He copped a feel?
Yeah.
He did. And we actually,
I jumped. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was mad. I was really mad after that.
I wasn't in the room when it happened, but I was in the building. I remember coming up with Donna after that. And yeah.
I did. I was seriously.
Oh, was it?
You had already left, yeah.
Okay.
You and Donna came up together,
Uh-huh.
hung out for a while, and then you guys left. We thought that you had come back because we heard a man's voice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I went down there and checked it out.
Yeah. No,
Nobody
once
was
I'm gone,
around,
I'm
and I
gone.
ended up asking Donna, did Dave come back after you guys left for some reason?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So, but we actually heard a guy's voice, and there's nobody down there. And then that happened to Shauna.
That's something that's been happening a lot recently too. Are disembodied voices in the building. Chris and I were I don't know. It's probably been a year or so ago when we were up in the owner's apartment, which is just literally right there, and it was weird. The whole group heard it. It was loud as hell.
Get a bit weird up there.
I had to.
You don't like it up there.
I don't. I ducked. It wasn't, when I went over there to him, it wasn't as bad, but there were times whenever I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? I ended up ducking into a pantry,
Yeah.
a closet kind of thing, just so I could have something, around me, because it was so uncomfortable up there. It was bad. I was like, don't get in front of me, just stay behind me.
Shauna,
like
does
that
that
to me everywhere.
does the area that you're talking about? It feels like quicksand. Like there's a bunch of people stuck in quicksand.
Whenever if the quicksand is the walls, is what it feels like. They're like coming out of it. It's oof.
Malleable and like a memory foam mattress. You lay in it and it kind of comes up around you. Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a paranormal group. Memory Foam Paranormal.
Memory foam.
MFP.
Well, I like the guys that came in this past week in short bus.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. Yeah.
They should actually have a short bus.
Yeah, that would make me happy. Yeah, I was like, what is that name from?
Yeah.
Can you please explain that to me?
They're actually real nice folks. They're from up in Iowa. They're buddies of mine. So
Iowa.
they came down.
Iowa's
Yeah, well, Chuck
getting
Banks was
hammered
in the
right now.
house.
Yeah, Chuck Banks is in the house. He'll be with us Saturday.
He will.
Yeah, I do have a story for you. You're going to enjoy the story. Okay, I promise you. So, because we're talking about voices and things coming through. So, I go out and buy the expensive stuff. I got the Necromicon, necrophonic. That's it, necrophonic. And so I have a group that meets here once a month. It's my little crazy Coyote Chris's crazy chaotic spiritual circle.
Okay, cool.
So, we just, anybody wants to talk about spiritual stuff, we come in. We got a fairly decent sized group. But and this is after the Ghost Adventures guys had been here, okay, and then left. And so we had they wanted to hear, I know. Shh, it's okay. I told you were going to like this story, okay? It's okay. You're gonna like this story.
You were going to like it, then you start talking about Ghost Adventures.
I know, but that's what
Mike's smile just goes like this.
I know, but he's still going to like
like
this.
watching The Grinch.
He's still going to like
Sorry,
this.
Alaska totally made
That's
up
why.
for it.
That's why I told you beforehand that you are going to like this, even though I went with that. Okay, so my guys wanted to talk. They said, hey, let's have a little spiritual thing going. Okay, so we stayed in our little crystal room in there. We meet, and so I got out and get it going. We get some things talking and stuff like that. Get some answers to a few things, and they're always willing to talk. And so I asked him. I said, it wasn't me. It was somebody else asked him. He goes, "Well, did you like Zach?" They said no. Okay, so we got that, and somebody said, "What about Aaron?" A little bit of a pause. Nope. Okay. Then we heard, not just me, everybody, the whole room heard this. I heard, dude. I said, what are you saying dude for? Dude. And I thought to myself, are you mimicking Aaron? Dude, just like that. Verbatim.
Oh my
And that's
God.
everybody's laughing, It's like, yep, they knew him all right. So,
Yeah.
because
That's pretty funny.
Aaron is prone to doing that. Say, dude,
He
dude,
is. He is.
Dude.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
He was doing that quite a bit upstairs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask this real quick, just so I know I'm not going crazy. That's the moon behind you, right, Shauna?
Oh, that
I
glare.
kept turning around looking. I think that's lens flare off of
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that's not the
Okay.
moon by the bridge.
Yeah, that's some sort of glare, like Dave said, some sort of lens flare.
It's an
Okay, just making sure I wasn't
And these are
going
not
nuts.
orbs flying around. These are bugs.
These are
Yeah.
That's an
bugs.
orb, and as the
Those
Ghost
are-
Adventures guys will tell you, orb is bro spelled backwards. So that's a bro. Bro.
Bro.
I thought it was Glinda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz. She comes back in that bubble.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure
Not
what
in
it's
Alton,
shining
it wouldn't
off
be.
of, but-
I'm glad I
Sounds like
asked
rain.
because people are
Oh,
now
all the
saying,
little bugs,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
those
we were
things.
Yeah,
wondering
Shauna, you should
too.
reach up and like hold it. You could do like hard hands with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bug season, and here we go. So,
Yeah.
Vanessa, are there
Yeah.
any questions coming from the chat room?
They were that orb, moon,
That was one, okay.
reflection, fucked up thing. Yeah, right there. That
We growing big in Illinois.
about the bugs. And
If I could do my hand right, then I could grab it.
Yeah, they're more
Right.
just kind of watching
That
and
thing
seeing
right there.
and talking about ParaCon.
Right.
No, not even close, Mike. There you go.
There we go.
Up, right there. Right
Oh.
there.
I thought there was a question. I thought I saw a question about why do we keep tossing our hair, and somebody said looked like we were making fun of Vanessa because we keep doing this.
Oh, it's bugs.
It's because it's bugs.
Bugs.
Yeah, bugs in the
They're
wind.
literally
Bugs.
like
I normally
dive bombing.
Yeah, I normally don't wear a headband, but it's real windy up here, and so I put one on because I got
thought you were
this.
trying to be Rambo.
No, man, this is shaman stuff. I got my headband.
Shaman.
Man,
It's a
Make
kind of
fun of me
Rambo.
all you want. You're lucky
No.
I brushed the shit. so.
People see my bald spots and shit, so
Okay,
keeps it
Chris,
together. Uh-oh.
Chris,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is from Claire, and she would like to know where, not when, where did your paranormal journey begin?
Oh, my paranormal journey?
Where?
Where did it begin? I had a couple minor things helping people out because I started practicing shamanism way before I got into paranormal, at least by a few years. And I helped a couple of people out with ghosts, but I wasn't investigating. I was just telling them the reason this spirit's messing with you is because one guy was locking his cat in like a big closet when he went to work, and the ghost didn't like it and was slapping him around at night. So I said, let the cat out of the closet. He didn't. He was fine. So, but a friend of mine's, a real good friend of mine's son was a broadcasting major at the local community college, and he wanted to do a Halloween night, all-night investigation. Okay, this is in 1998, so I'm dating myself really badly here. And this is before any of the TV shows or anything like that. People were starting to do it, but they didn't have the gear, back then. I mean, Hans Holzer and Lorraine, those guys, they were doing stuff then. I didn't. I had never had really much interest in it, so I hadn't really thought about it. But he calls me up and he goes, Chris, will you come out with us and ghost hunt? Can you do that? I said, well, I thought about it for about a couple of seconds. I deal with spirits. And so, the spirit guides and things like that. Well, okay, it must be, somewhat similar in some way. So I said yes, and I just winged it the whole time. I did totally, I guess you would say, psychically and shamanically. I did drum just to open things up. I thought the drumming would get things rolling. That's the first time I ever used a drum like that, and I guess it did. I put it down for the rest of the night. I did a circle thing like that. I made a safe circle out of sage, and if people got freaked out, then they could come stand in that. We had to use it one time, but we found a suicide spot, and we found out later it was a young woman. It had been a woman's college. This place is really old out there at Lewis and Clark, and it's really old, back in the 1800s. And a young woman had hung herself in that room. And so, that's how I got started. That was where I was at Lewis and Clark Community College in 1998 on WLCA radio from it's about 8 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sweet.
So
I remember that place too.
Yeah, it's got some really old parts there in the middle there. That's where and when I got started.
Let's go back.
But I think it's wonderful that you acknowledge the fact that you were just winging it. Because honestly, I mean, for those that have those particular abilities, I can't think of any better way to do it. I mean, we've talked about this many times on this show. I mean, it's winging it and seeing what you get as opposed to going in there with preconceived notions. And I think that's wonderful. Is that what you recommend people do?
Well,
or do you think there should be different ways of doing
I mean, I wouldn't want to tell people exactly how they should start because everybody's different. Mm-hmm. If you have... let's say you're sensitive to some kind of psychic or medium or something like that, you could start that way. I mean, as long as, I already knew about protecting myself from negative energy, so it wasn't so bad for me. But if you know what you're doing, I would do it that way. But otherwise, get with some people and get get with the scientific folk. And I think it's always good to be around people. I mean, even though I had nobody to go to, I think that's the best way to do is go around people who have done it before and can help you out. But do what your heart tells you. If something really looks really cool to you, that's probably meant for you to do it. So go do it. You don't want to use take a millimeter out there or a K2 or all these devices. Don't go out there with your abilities and your heart and cover your ass. Best way I can tell you.
I have to acknowledge trucker David Y. He has a super chat of $5. Gotta support HRM, especially after my day at Zen today.
Yeah,
he
had
came
a
in
good
that
day. He did. He got some really nice stuff.
And people are wondering why the hell y'all didn't put on bug spray.
Well, this was kind of a last minute thing.
I did have bug spray on for the buffalo gnats.
Earlier
which,
today.
if you come to ParaCon, if you spend any time outside at all, bring some vanilla or something, because
Yeah.
they will crawl into your nasal passages and in your mouth when you open it and like smother you.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Terrible.
No.
Yeah, one of our other guests, Lee Ehrlich, likes to come into town and camp upriver at Pier
He's
Marquette,
not going to be
but
able to.
He's not doing it this year,
Not this year.
unless he's got a houseboat.
Yeah.
So now, how did you get connected with Mineral Springs?
I walked in Rainings Inn one time and met Dave and Donna. That's all I got. That's it. I had never
Just walked in one day.
I had never investigated a place. I did not know the people who were here. I didn't have a connection with them, and I'm not one to just push my way into something. But when Dave and Donna bought the place, and I just had to come, it's Rainings Inn. Well, hell, I got to go see what that is, And I met these guys, and
we just hit it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's how I got involved down here, and that's one of the best days of my life, because it's such a joy to come down here. And we have Dave and Donna has done so much to this area just by they started with one small shop, and now they have 3 fairly good sized shops all in the same building down here, and bringing lots of business. The paranormal events and the ParaCons bring people into town, and people get to, especially the people at Bluff City, the restaurant across the street, really love it. That's where we always take our paranormal guests is over there.
I think I'm a silent partner with Kathy.
I know,
Kathy.
Kathy.
At this point, I feel like it.
But yeah, it was just, sometimes this spirit guides you to places. This is how I always see. That's how I see this. Is that okay? You need to go there and check that out. And so I did, and right off the bat, it's like, oh wow, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I need to be. Yep. And it's just been great ever since.
The universe puts people in your path when they're supposed to be in your path. And Donna's from Illinois, but not this part. She's out east of here from Centralia, and I'm not from here at all. I didn't know anybody when we moved here. And Chris is he's heard me say this before. He's my Illinois family. He's my brother. And that's just how it is. And we hit it off, and we've become really great friends for a couple of years now. And I don't do investigations, wouldn't want to do anything in the building without him being around. So it just works out well for everybody.
And our families are friends, and we go out to dinner together when we can. The kids get older, and they're not always around, but my children, think of them as very, very close, dear people to him, and so
His son loads hay in my hay barn.
Does he?
Yeah, because I can't do it anymore. Yep.
Chris,
my son can load a lot of hay.
He's a big boy.
I have a very odd question for you, and I really don't know why I'm asking it. But have you ever had, when you're doing, whether it's your investigations, whether it's your drum circle, what have you ever had dueling spirits vying for your attention?
I've had dominant spirits, like where one will shut the others up.
Okay.
I've had that. I've had that in regular investigations. I've had that in drumming. In the drumming, I don't see it as much because it seems to mellow that kind of crap out, or it attracts the spirits that aren't into that stuff. Basically, a lot of times, the energy of drum will attract any spirit. When you get into the songs and things like that, the native spirits become more prominent, and they don't put up with that crap from what I've seen. I've experienced so far.
We had a dancing one downstairs.
Yeah, we did.
When we used to do the drum circles downstairs in the ballroom, there was one spirit that would show up when we were drumming, and you would see this sort of, I don't like saying orb, but that's kind of what it was because we videotaped it, and it would move in the rhythm of the drums going up and down. And dancing spirits, what I called it. Yeah,
there is I've seen it, and I'm not into orbs either, but I caught one down there. It was doing the ziggy zag, that kind of stuff. There was something, so I think it's probably might have been the same spirit. But yeah, that's what the ballroom is good for. Once in a while, is the right kind of orb thing, the right kind of spirit, spirit light. So I prefer to call it.
Tom McNicholas, $5 super chat.
All right, Tom.
He wants Chris to play again.
Get ready for it this time.
Okay, well, the man, he pays your money and he takes your chances, Tom.
Money in the jukebox, that's what happened.
Let's see, now I got to do a song here. Okay. See, songs have to come to you, so I'm trying not to think. I'm trying to let it come to me. Ihaichka Si Sa Siem Ihaichka Si Sa Siem Whoa 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 Ihaichka Si Sa Siem Ihaichka Si Sa Siem Whoa Whoa Whoa
That's crazy. what that
Nice,
feels like.
nice.
What were you feeling?
Per
Woo.
per
Been getting, like,
Robert,
these-
Use the slow ones though.
does drumming
Yeah.
Like a buzz in the
irritate?
back.
Yeah, it was like an
Oh.
electric, like a pulse, like.
Yeah, I warm up singing Iron Maiden songs on the way over here. I do, seriously.
Way it should be.
Hallowed
Way
be
it
thy
should
name, yeah.
It's gone now.
Per
So.
Robert, does drumming irritate negative spirits?
That's what?
So you had a buzz and it's gone now.
This is per Robert.
Okay.
Does drumming irritate negative spirits?
Or does it irritate them? I've seen people use drums to do that, but it depends on the message you're delivering when you're using your drums. Some spirits are just freaking irritable anyway, and so anything you do is going to piss them off. But it can. But usually I've seen people try to stir them up with a drum, and which is the incorrect usage for it. And I know two people in particular I heard about doing. I wasn't there, but I won't say who it was because I kind of like them. I think they just did something stupid. But by and large, I say mostly it tends to chill things out. It doesn't mean it doesn't stimulate them because it will. But they'll be active and alive and whatnot, but it tends not to bring out the negative one, except some just are. And anything, if you're doing something good for the other spirits, they get pissed off and want to try to mess around with it, and so it does happen. But
Well,
when
and
you're in a
there's-
circle, it tends to negate a lot of that too, because all that energy it flows through the circle. So you create a barrier in and outside that circle that will kind of keep the negative stuff away.
Well, and this is going to be a two-part question. One is per April, one is per me. So per April, A, what tribe is that? And B, from me, have you ever had an instance where you are singing or doing a drum circle that is more relatable to one tribe and maybe a neighboring or other tribe that wasn't friendly with them?
For the first question, that is a Northwest Coast song. Now, the Sasiwas medicine, the Red Cedar Circle was formed because in the Northwest Coast there are tribes all over the place, and there'll be you go 20 miles of tribe, 20 miles of tribe, and so there's quite a few nations that are there. The Sasiwas medicine and the circles and the ceremonies they have were all to bring people together in a peaceful way so they wouldn't fight each other. Like this, the Iroquois Confederacy did a lot of the same type of things. They did mutual ceremonies, and they would get along better together. As far as which exact tribe, it could be Salish. It's just one of the songs they present as a Siwa song. So I have not tracked down the ethnology. Now the guy who runs our group, Greg Fields, who's writing a book, has written several books about this medicine, and about our teacher John. He's writing one, has written one now about our teacher Johnny Moses. He might be able to answer that. I cannot. I just know it's from my tradition. For some reason, Salish comes in my head, so there's lots of different tribes. As I said earlier, I just use my medicine songs that I use from the path I follow now. It's the Suis medicine songs. I will use a Lakota song to speak to the spirits many times. It just works for me. I heard a medicine man named Frank Foolscrow sing it, and so he was a teacher of one of my teachers, and so I will use that in his honor. Although I know other Sioux songs, I won't sing them in public because I don't follow that medicine path anymore, and I have too much respect for them. Now I'm really thinking about in end of June I'm going to New York out to Hinsdale House, and I'm thinking about trying this out, learning a song of the Native Americans from that region. It's not Seneca; it's a Seneca-related tribe. So I'm gonna look into that and see. I'm gonna experiment with that, I think, and see if it works. I'm thinking about it. You know, if my heart tells me no, it means spirit tells me no, then I won't do it. But I want to be able to try to relate in the spirit's language if I can, the best I can. I like Siouan song. I like the one song that's a Sioux language, but through all the Midwest, a lot of that was the Sioux language group, and so hopefully they would pick up some of it and understand it.
Absolutely. Real quick, $20 super chat from Spooky, from Dawn.
Oh, thank you, Dawn.
She's awesome. She's dancing barefoot. So
right.
Nice.
loving it. She's loving
Thank you, Dawn.
it.
Really appreciate
Blessings, Don.
Bless her. I'm looking, let's see here, from Zippy Davis, question. Did and do the Native Americans use drums to let the loved one that passed away have a safe passage in the afterlife?
Ooh.
Or to the afterlife?
Yeah, I mean, the drum in a song. I know in the Sioux culture, everybody had a death song. There is a song that I use. It's a Siouxsiwas song that I use for a death song. I sang it for both my mother and father right when they passed away. I didn't bring my drum into the hospital, but I think I did some drumming for them later. Yes, the song and the drum. Yes, it will help that person make the journey to spirit. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm checking real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anybody.
I wanted to go back to Shana real quick, because what exactly were you feeling during the last drum session? You said you were feeling some stuff in the back.
There was right in one spot, in the back,
Mm-hmm.
right in between my shoulder blades, where it felt like someone was just. It felt like kind of like the same kind of buzzing or whatever that I usually get whenever something's close, but it wasn't that same thing, and it lasted throughout the whole song, and then right at the end there was the big finish, and then it was just gone.
Yeah, that was
And I was like, wow, because it was pretty intense, that second one.
Yeah, I did it. Usually I don't do the flourish like that, but I felt it too. It's like, okay, we need to kind of, let's round this out here, because I could feel something on my back. And even after we were done, I was like, get that buzz on your back.
Yeah,
that's Andrew. Hold it, Andrew and his trucking gnomes, $5 super chat. Can't wait to see everyone again.
Yeah.
Haunted Roads Media and its Reigning Zen family.
Yeah,
we'll see you there, Andrew. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're gonna have a really good turnout.
Yeah, we are.
I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's the second time you've done this here. It's a year to the date almost, right? Was it last June?
Yeah, last year it was the 8th or the 9th or something like that.
So
it's a week off, but yeah.
It's funny. One of the things, we've always heard this, you can't pick your family, but you got to pick your friends. The older I get, the more I realize how important that is to me. Yeah. I love my family, but I love my friends more than my family. And Haunted Road Media and Chris, Mike and Shana, being able to have Mineral Springs and letting this be a place where people can come and use it, come and experience it. Mm-hmm. That's what life is really all about. And so for everyone that's coming to this weekend, I'm going to be sitting out in the lobby or down listening to the lectures or all over the place. So make sure you come by and say hi. Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear from you and see if we haven't seen you in a few months.
Yeah, definitely come into Zen. It's going to be, of course, open while the ParaCon's going on, so definitely check that out. Dave, you were also going to do a little bit of history
Yeah, just whenever you want me to do that. I mean, it's I don't know how this happened, but I've kind of become the default historian for Mineral Springs, and and I'm okay with that. So whenever it's convenient, if you need me to do it a couple of times, if people don't want to hear about it until that night or that day, just whatever. We'll talk about the Lure Brothers. We'll talk about the hauntings that are associated with the building, the history of those hauntings, and we'll talk about a lot of the folklore hauntings that have nothing to do with the history of this building, but that doesn't make them any less of a haunting. They're very, very real. And
because the folklore is kind of ingrained into the community now.
Oh yeah.
well, it is. I mean, one of the things that happened in Mineral Springs, it's like the haunted mural. And you pointed this out the other day when you were downstairs looking at it.
I was looking at it a little bit closer because we've done some, recent research, about the old island and the dam and everything, straight out the back over here.
Yeah, they're not in that picture where they're supposed to be.
Right.
So it's just
At least not the time frame that the painting was supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And the speedboat and but the painting's the painting and it's part of it. I mean, we all know it was done in 1978. It's not old. There's no Charlie the artist, but it's a great story and people have. It's like that old game. You repeat something long enough and you begin to embrace it as the truth. A lot of the hauntings of this building are kind of that way. Look, it is very haunted. I mean, today when we were downstairs trying to get the power to work in the sub-basement, you left me down there by myself and my flashlight wasn't working. And of all the people that should not be too freaked out about being in this building alone by themselves is me, because I'm here all the time. And it wasn't cool. And so I came up the stairs as quickly as I could because there was noises down in the back of the slaughterhouse today. And I'm sure it's a pigeon. I'm sure it's something, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. Right.
And I wasn't happy about it. And it just happens. It's just that kind of place.
Well, I mean, so many things have happened down there. Anytime you hear a noise, geez.
Yeah.
Last year when we were here, my son Max was with me. And we had one group come through. We did a drumming circle, and they left. And Max and I were down by ourselves. We just kept the flashlights out. Let's see what happens. Yeah. We heard footsteps walking around us.
Oh wow!
Just very, very plaintive. And there's nobody's walking above you at this place. Okay, when you're in the slaughterhouse, it just can't. It's not going to happen. And so it was definitely right. We could hear it just go right around us the whole for about a good couple minutes. And it's like okay,
What's really interesting about this slaughterhouse, though, is that, for all the activity that may be happening down there, it doesn't appear to be negative. In fact, with Shana, she hates basements. She hates sub-levels. Yeah. But yet, she's fine down there.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be down there by myself.
Well,
yeah, I mean...
But it's
you've
very
made that
calm
comment before.
down there. Yeah. The whatever is in there, whatever energy, it just feels like it's going around you. But yeah, I'm calmer there than probably any other spot other than Zen. Other than Zen.
Hold on real quick,
Are you
guys.
talking
I gotta ask
about?
this
Are you
question.
talking about Butterscotch?
Butterscotch, that was the name.
No, Butterscotch the demon. No, he's not down in the slaughterhouse. Shauna's experience is not altogether different than most people's. And I can't remember if I told the story on the last time we did one of these, and if I did, forgive me.
Okay,
I'll do it
there's
quick.
New people watching too.
So I was. We had a private investigation, and we were down the slaughterhouse. I don't think you were here that night. I think you were out of town, and it was a group of about 15 people or so, mostly younger people. When I say younger, I mean younger than me, so in their 20s and 30s. And we had kind of cloistered in the center of the slaughterhouse, where Chris does his drumming, and where activity seems to radiate from. And something had happened. There was a really loud bang down there, and people were uncomfortable. So almost everyone was in a large group clustered in the middle. And as we looked towards the back wall, there was I don't know how to explain it other than a full-bodied apparition of a man kind of leaning forward towards the group, like this, like a Heisman, like the Heisman Trophy, I have no idea what that was all about. And of course, everybody, including me, screamed like a schoolgirl because it was scary. Yeah. And when we screamed, your body is, your instinct is to run from fear. So everyone started moving towards the door, really quickly as a group. it was almost as though the entire group hit like a force field. We all stopped and got pushed back about a foot or two in the direction towards this apparition, which was even more terrifying. Because whatever it was, I'll let that car go by because that's loud.
That's really loud.
Whatever it was had enough energy to control the movement of 12 to 15 people. I can't remember how many were there. So we went upstairs. We actually stopped the investigation. We went upstairs. We cleared the people. We did some saging and some ceremonies and said, if you want to stay, you can. If you don't, you can go. We had a couple people leave, and we reconvened the investigation, but we didn't go back down there. So the people who were there that night would say, hey, Shana, that wasn't my experience. That scared the shit out of me. So it just depends on the person down there. I think that you have enough exposure to the spiritual world that you're also very well protected and well grounded when you do investigations. It's not proper English. When you conduct investigations. So I think the spirits that might be more malevolent know to steer clear of you. Because
I think that might be what it is.
I think they're not going to get their hooks in you because I think you're very well grounded. But people who are novices or those who invite the darkness, which you don't do, are going to find it when they go looking for it. And if they want to find that here, they can find it here. But it's not a demon. It's just, the spirits of bad actors and ugly people and mean people in life.
Yep.
That's all that it is.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. If you're a jerk in life, you're probably going to be a jerk in the afterlife.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay, hold. I gotta jump in
Go
because
for it.
we're getting ready to lose this. From Nichelle, I have two things first. Dave, from Denise Pridemore, thank you for your service and congratulations on your upcoming retirement. That's from Denise Pridemore.
Yeah, if you guys noticed, I quit cutting my hair so short.
From Nichelle, she's one, and I actually know the answer to this. She's wondering, can the drumming actually make somebody nauseous?
Can the drumming make somebody nauseous?
I've never encountered that. Unless you're taking peyote, then you're going to get nauseous no matter what. But no, I have never not. I've never. It's used more as a medicinal. I mean, and if you're doing healing work, we in a Siwas healing ceremony, a person sits in the middle, and then people walk around with drumming and singing, and then another person will be putting sage smoke on them and candlelight. The cedar is a cleanser like white sage or any kind of sage is, and in our tradition, the white light's a live spirit. So no, I mean I've not encountered it. I should say, unless it's another condition.
Well, now that I'm retiring from the service, I'll be your huckleberry. I'll try all the hallucinogens you want me to try, and we'll see what happens. I'm game.
Gladfully, I'm sure.
What I found, Chris, when I've been a part of different drumming circles, is when somebody is new to it and they're
a drumming circle, yeah.
Yes, they're not. They haven't been exposed to that before.
I can see that, yeah.
When it hits that solar plexus,
yeah,
the pulsation and the undulation of the energy that starts to move through you can actually cause that nausea feeling.
Yeah, a whole bunch of drums. Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, in that case, yes.
Yep.
But that's it.
That's our questions.
I think so. I think I got them all. Go me.
Yeah. Thanks for handling that, Vanessa.
You're very welcome.
We are actually getting, because I can see the 58 up there, so we are actually getting close to our hour mark, if you can believe that.
Wow.
It doesn't seem like it's gone that fast.
And somehow we're going to have to get all the bugs out of the umbrella.
Yeah.
They are loving it.
Turn the lights off and they'll be gone.
But then we got to see.
Yeah,
to get out of here.
I didn't say it was easy. I just said you had to turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Flip those on.
All right, so this weekend, June 1st, right here at Mineral Springs Hotel, right under our very feet, actually, because we're on top of the ballroom, will be the Haunted Road Media ParaCon.
Be in the ballroom.
Yeah, in the ballroom. Yeah.
We'll be in the. If the roof's bad, we're going to be in the ballroom.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to be up here on Saturday. We're going to be down there. But from 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock p.m., we're going to be here, and then the investigation is at 8 o'clock. Chris is going to be, what time are you speaking at? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I'll
find out Saturday. He says check for schedule. I'll check the schedule when I get
What
here.
did we have you speaking on, though?
I'll be speaking upon investigating the great outdoors. So we talk about outside investigating.
Outside investigations. There we go. Very cool. Okay. A lot of other great speakers as well. Vanessa, you're going to be
with Katie again.
I sure am.
Katie.
Yep. I think that leads off all the speakers. First thing, if I recall correctly. So
yeah, we do. We're first off, so we're gonna mix it up.
There you go. There you go. We got
Hi.
we got the Southern Gypsies in there.
Oh,
Michelle
my
Hamilton's
gosh.
back. Oh my God, the Southern Gypsies.
Yeah.
are a
Gypsies.
riot. Yeah. You guys are gonna like the Southern Gypsies.
Yep.
So we had them on the show back in September or something like that. But I've known them for a couple of years. They're always a blast.
My first time
you'll
was
just-
at
they'll drive you
2:30,
great.
3 o'clock in the
Yeah, it was
morning
in
at
the
a
middle of
gas
the night,
station
yeah.
right before a storm.
Oh yeah, because the
Sounds
light
about
was
right.
right off in the distance.
Yeah,
The
that
gas
sounds
station
right.
was not open. It was just an abandoned gas station, and I met these 4 southern drawl speaking gypsy women, and it was wonderful.
That was fun.
Where are
They were
they
headed
from?
one way, we were headed the other. We're like, hey, we're gonna cross paths. Let's meet. And sorry, in the middle of the night in Iowa, in the middle of nowhere.
Everything in Iowa's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's
Oh my
true.
gosh. Yeah.
So,
I love Iowa
Yeah.
too, guys. You guys from Iowa watching. I
Yeah.
love you guys. You guys have been so good to me. But everything it's haunted is in the middle of nowhere.
Speaking of Iowa, Chuck Banks is going to be there, so he'll be speaking as well. A lot of great people. So,
Yep.
so trying to think of the list, but it's
Dan
right
Cla-
there on
Dan-
the Dan Class is
Dan
going to be
Class
there.
will be
He's
here.
not speaking, but he'll be there.
Right.
Robin Terry.
Robin Terry from Ashmore Estates is going to
Gonna
be there.
Yep.
Yep. So
Sharon Lucky.
Sharon.
Sharon's going to be there.
Sharon Lucky
Yes.
from McPike Mansion.
That's right.
as well.
She's going to have some cool stuff.
Yep.
Oh
also.
yeah.
Yeah, she has jewelry made out of the busted window panes of the McPike windows.
And I'm going
And there
to
is
buy
not
one.
very much of that stuff left.
No, it's not. And you
I-
better
So
get
get
it.
it while you
I'm
can.
gonna
Yeah,
have to
that's really
hit her
cool.
up and be like, look, just save it because I'm gonna buy it.
And everything Sharon sells, it goes back into the mansion. So you're helping support the mansion.
Yeah.
Hey, parking is a thing too. This is important.
Oh, yeah,
For you
yeah.
guys that are coming in from out of town, when it was bright outside, you could still see the flooding. It doesn't impact the building. There's no flooding here. There's plenty of parking. When you go down the side of Mineral Springs, there's a parking lot that is adjacent to the building. That's the Crown Optical lot. You guys can park there if you want. You can park on the side of the building. And if you go down the hill past Mineral Springs, behind the building, it looks like a sidewalk, but it's not. You can park there too. So if you have an accessibility requirement to get in, please don't parallel in front of the building. Save those spots for folks that can't walk as well as others. And if you're able to walk, then park a block away, a half a block away, and just hoof it. And people will appreciate that.
Great point. Yeah, because that's something that people do ask about is parking, and I've been getting a lot of messages about the flooding. And I keep trying to tell them, well, it's
Yeah,
up, it's raised. So.
It's up, but it doesn't ever get here. If
Right.
Mineral Springs were flooded, then we would be, I don't know what that would be.
It'd be a
What
state
would
of
it be?
emergency here.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be a Mississippi
Right.
River flood. It would be
Right.
Noah's Ark 2.0.
Now, if you're coming through, if you're coming from Missouri, which is south of us, if you come up 67, it's only 2-lane traffic. And usually there's a lower road and an upper road. Where the lower road's flooded, so it's 2 lane. It's like this,
Yeah.
2-lane traffic. So it'll be a little slower if you're coming in from the St. Louis area. So you want to be aware of that.
Well, fuck.
What can I tell you, babe?
First F-bomb of the night from Vanessa. All right.
That's right.
Took her
I
all
was
this time
trying
to
to
get
be good. I was trying to be good.
Atta girl.
Dave, what was I supposed to make? Remind me.
You don't remember, do you?
I don't. I mean, you're lucky I've slept since then.
Man, he just broke his heart.
I did.
Oh. Oh.
Man.
But if you tell me, I'll
Yeah, he's gone. See
not.
He's walked off the set.
Dave has left the building.
I'm a horrible person.
You were supposed to make me a voodoo doll.
Oh, yeah.
I said that earlier, and you. Okay, I can still do it. Ah.
You have 3 days.
Oh fuck! Please, I can do that shit.
She'll be driving and making it.
I might be sewing that bitch Friday night in the hotel room, but it'll be there. Okay?
Boy, that set her off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the little things.
Just the little things.
Just
It
the little
is.
things. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I did kind of let loose. I'm sorry. Mwah. Love y'all. I'm all right.
We are also going to have the Goldenrod Showboat exhibit here again.
good.
So there'll
There's
be.
some cool stuff.
He's bringing
added.
new stuff. So you want
Yeah.
to talk about
So
that a
play
little bit?
Jake-
There's a new
Jake
item that
Medford
they came
will bring
across.
me in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new item, I posted pictures of it if you're on my Facebook from the 250th anniversary of St. Charles. And they had some goldenrod performers there, and Jake got his hands on an original printing press. And it was never on the boat, but it printed all of the bills, the posters, all of that stuff. So
It's got the Emerson name right on it, which Emerson was one of the former owners. So I guess it's like the oldest piece now that they have that was associated with the goldenrod. So they'll be bringing that.
It's still even got like the ink on
really
it
cool.
too. So it's really, really cool. Yeah.
So so there's going to be a lot of great vendors, a lot of great speakers, a lot of traffic. So please come on out June 1st. All those that have already signed up, really appreciate it. Hope some of you others that are thinking about it will also be able to join us on Saturday. So, and Dave, thank you once again for all the help getting it put together.
Piece of cake. Easy.
He says that,
so
but that's a lot of work.
Um,
So we have a $5 super chat. Tammy Heitzman.
All right, Tammy.
woo!
She asked Chris, will you drum one more time, please?
Whenever we're ready to end the show, just let me know. We'll drum. I'll drum then.
We're going to end the show.
You're ending the show
We're
right
past
now.
our hour. So
Okay. All right then.
All right, we'll end with
ready.
this.
Let's move this a little bit.
Okay.
Because I don't know how loud this is going to be. Okay, I'm not sure my voice is up to this. I'm going to try this. This is somebody. Vanessa, you asked about drumming and singing your loved ones to the next world. I don't know. I just feel, I feel like I should share this. I'm going to share it. It's one of the favorites of my spiritual group.
Chris, when this is done, go back and listen to the replay of that and see if you hear the same thing I was hearing
Okay.
in my earphones.
Okay.
Okay.
That's called the Swan Song, actually. Which is, interestingly enough, it's about the.
I was getting a lot of energy, right?
There was another voice behind yours.
Cool.
I think the drumming really works for you.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
All right, well, thank you, Chris. Absolutely
Thank you,
appreciate
Mike.
that.
Thanks
I'm
for
just like,
having
Oh, and I'm not the only one who heard it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What was it? I just want me to wait and hear it?
You need to go back and listen to the replay.
Okay.
But yeah, there was another voice behind yours, and it was very distinct.
Need it. Okay. I'll check it out, definitely.
yeah, we'll definitely check that out. So,
Three
Thank you,
voices.
everybody.
Yeah. Somebody said 3 voices on there. Cool.
3 voices.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. 3 air spaces.
Thank you for
3
your
voices.
confidence,
I don't
folks. I
remember
appreciate
hearing
that
any,
very much.
Radios or anything behind us either.
No, it was
No.
actually pretty quiet behind
No.
us at that time. Yeah.
It was very specific in my earphones. Very specific.
Well-
So Chris will know what I'm talking about, because there are certain, when they're during those tribal dances and they're doing certain songs, they'll make particular sounds along with the singing. You know what I'm talking about, and
Okay.
that's exactly what was going on.
Okay.
Well, with all the work
I used
that
to work
you've
for the Shawnee tribe.
done
I
in
used to
this
see the
area.
dances all the time.
And right here by the water, of course, there's a lot of Native American activity within this area. I mean,
Yeah.
does that sort of stuff come through for you a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm just kind of processing there because a lot of shit went on when I was doing that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool. You know. I'll definitely listen to that though.
Awesome.
I want to
Okay.
hear the song, so I sang it. I think.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. And on that note, I'm not going to do all the shout outs and everything tonight, everybody. I'm sorry. We're just so far away from the computer. But we'll make sure to do that next Tuesday, which next Tuesday will be a recap of the ParaCon. We kind of did that last year on last year's Edge of the Rabbit Hole right after the ParaCon, so we'll do that again this year. And so Dave, Chris, thank you very much for joining us tonight. This was great being up on the roof, the bridge behind us. It's worked out really well.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to recover from not the best circumstance, but we're going to get that sub basement next time.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
We will do it.
We learned some things today, and we'll definitely do that next time. Yep. So, Donna, thank you for Cheshire catting the chat. Vanessa, thank you. Shana, my love, thank you for hanging out. So, till next time, everybody, we will see you Saturday. We will be going live at different times over the weekend, so be sure to tune in for all of that. Take care, everyone.
Thanks for watching.